Um, like I said, because of the two persons that are new here, I will be talking to us about TGR as a business. I'll just talk through, and I believe that I will be doing justice to TGR. And if you have questions, you will let me know. I believe you will understand it as well, and you'll be able to take a decision on exactly what you need to do. So TGR is top up and get reward. Top up and get reward. And just like the word, the name indicates, everything you do, you get rewarded. When you top up your devices, you get rewarded. They have their office, the head office is in Magodo GRA Phase 2 in Lagos. And the CEO is a Nigerian of Yoruba extraction. Excuse me, Mr. Babatunde. Okay, so like I said, TGR is all about giving reward. And this means that whatever you do round the wheel of TGR, you are rewarded. And the very first thing is that with this reward, you can is transgenerational, so to say. It is not something you just take and that's it. It is something you can hand over to your children. This is just like a little bit of background to TGR. It's a very good business that we find very, very valuable. And so we just thought we can share with you and we can share with a lot more Nigerians, especially at this time that things are not so easy for everyone. So top up and get reward. Exactly what do they do? What do they sell? What's the business all about? Now, the major products are recharge cards, data, then you can also pay for your NEPA and DSTV bills on the platform. What do they use to get this done? What we call VTU, that is the virtual top-up. Virtual top-up is what you can actually use to dispense valuables like that online. This same VTU, the virtual top-up, is the same thing the banks are using, you know. So all along, you have been buying your credit by doing star 123 star whatever, and you have been getting through to buy. But unknown to you, you have been enriching the banks with monies that you can earn by yourself. And this is what we are now trying to get across to you so that you can earn all this money by yourself. You don't have to give what you can earn and also be as rich as the banks. You cannot afford to give them out to the banks all the time. So that is what TGR is preaching, that you should come and make money. So you see why we cannot be begging people now, because when you make the money, really, you're not making it into my bank account, you are making it for yourself, okay? And like I said, it's a business you can actually, tonight, I was ready to give you a woman that had actually handed this, an example of a woman rather, that has handed this business to her children. 3 of them are doing well in TGR, okay? So that goes to show you what TGR is all about. It's not like all those online businesses that that you do and they fade away and that's it. No, that's not what TGR is all about. TGR is is something that you can do by yourself, and then you can also get people in to get value. You see, when you are doing any business and you find out that it has value, it has volume, it has frequency, then you know that you are in a good business. Because this means that because it's valuable, people would always look out for it because they are enjoying the value. Because it is the frequency is high, that means that you can make money because and you can make it every minute, every second. And that's what happens in TGR. The truth is we make money per second. Now that the number of people is building up, I may share my screen at the end of my presentation because the presentation is on. We don't need to share the slides so that I can show you practically how it works, by opening up my own dashboard and letting you see exactly how this works. Okay, so I said their major products are recharge cards, data, and then online purchase of PHCN tokens, and also paying of your DSTV and other cable television bills. Now, what happens when you are doing this? Are they just calling us to come and buy and walk away? No. And that's why it is very interesting. You see, when you buy all these things from other places, especially the banks, all they do is to give you VAT, and then they give you VAT on alerts. They give you alerts, they give you alert charges, and then they give you VAT on alert charges, bills everywhere. So at the end of the day, you have spent your money to do this transaction and you are still paying. You've paid for the transaction, you are paying for the all the debit alerts, you are paying for VAT on debit alerts, you are paying. This is why the banks keep calling us to come and recharge with them. You would have gotten a lot of text messages from them saying, come and do your recharge with us and all of that. It's not because they love you, it's just because of the money they are making. The telecommunication industry is in trillions as we speak. And so TGR is calling us to come and make part of these trillions. And you can make millions, even though we are not still making billions in it, we are not still making trillions in it, but we can make billions actually from some of the charts we have seen if we do it the right way. Now, what do you need to get this done? VTU, just like I said, the virtual top-up. That's exactly the platform the banks also are using. Okay, this VTU, let me explain it in a very layman's format, that like I did on the platforms, on my team's platforms. Let me just say it again. You see, the banks buy this VTU because when they realize that, okay, you are giving them, we put our money, their statutory duty is for them to keep our money for us. And then when we want to withdraw, we withdraw these monies, and then we go and put back again, we keep rotating. And they see that there is a lot of money in the telecom industry, yeah? And we still take this money out of the banks, and then we go to the kiosk, we go to every other places to buy our recharge cards. We go there to do our data. We go there to buy our NEPA tokens. And they look at it that this is a lot of money slipping through their fingers. So they decided to talk to the service providers about their concerns because they thought that it's a big problem and they needed to find solutions to it. Well, the service providers now went to work, and they also put together what we now know as the VTU, the virtual top-up platform, that we can now dispense all these units from. We can dispense like somebody said, the VTU acts like a chameleon. You know, chameleon can change its color to anything. So when it is time to recharge, the VTU changes to a recharge platform. When it is time for data, it changes. When it is time for you to pay your bills, it changes to all of these things all at once. Okay? So when this problem was solved for them, they were promised 5% of whatever it is that we are recharging. That is, we, the commuters, their clients. And don't forget, the banks had already built their database. They have already built this up over time. Like GTB, the last I checked, they had over 30 million customers. Okay? And this means that when, let's even assume that it's not all the 30 million customers making recharges or doing their recharges daily. Let's say we have 20 million, because recharging is what we do like mad every time, every day. This is why we say that we make our money per second, because that's actually what the banks alone were enjoying. So imagine taking 5%, even if all of us, if we are recharging $100, oh no, 100 naira daily. So somebody is earning 5% of 100 naira on a daily basis, multiplied by 20 million customers. That's a lot of money, you know? So they followed through, and this is what they have been doing. And these are all the things they've been keeping away from us. So by sending you those text messages that you should come and recharge, and you go there to recharge, they are not doing you any favor. They don't love you a bit. It's just because they know that there's a lot of money there. And each of the Nigerian banks can actually make as high as 32 million naira from recharges alone. Remember, this is not their statutory duty. They only just saw opportunity, and you cannot blame them. They saw the opportunity and they dived into it, okay? So this Top Up and Get Reward platform, the owners also look at it that this is an opportunity. And it's also a way of helping Nigerians, you and I, that we do not have the millions to go and buy VTU from NCC to get the, also to get the license. In fact, some of us can't even afford to register a business. So they look at it that this is an opportunity that will also benefit Nigerians, and they bought into it. But they now made their own platform to be something that you and I can partake in, that we can all use. So let's describe this, their own platform, their own virtual top-up platform, as a big plaza, like a big plaza, shopping mall. But now let's imagine it that is online. Remember, the banks, because they have their own database, they have a lot of customers, they don't have any problem. It's just a matter of sending text messages around, and we would all be pressing *123 # whatever, and they are making money. But TGR, being a newbie in the industry, they also know that they need to build their database. And for them to be able to compete favorably with the banks, they need to put some incentives into place. So, like I said, let's imagine they now built their own to accommodate all of us. Let's see it as a big plaza where you and I can go get a space. And you know, also in normal plaza, the online, the real-time plazas, when you want to get your space, if you can see some suites that are big and they have their bathrooms. Of course, those ones will be a lot more expensive than the smaller ones that do not have their bathrooms attached, that is just for you to walk in and do your business and go. It's the same way TGR has built their own VTU, online plaza. So if you want the one for 5,000 naira, they'll give you a part of it on their VTU. And you pay this 5,000 naira as a lifetime payment for the spot that you have taken. When we are talking about sports, remember, if you have a small spot taken with small money, then what you will enjoy will also be limited to your money. It's a no-brainer. Okay, so when you have 10,000 naira space, that is when you take your space and it is 10,000 naira worth of space. Of course, it is bigger, a little bit bigger than the 5,000 naira. And what you gain is also more than the person who has taken for 5,000. They also have for 20,000, they have for 30,000, they have for 40,000, and they have for 50, and they have for 100,000 naira, the biggest. For the, as you are coming in and you are buying this space at this amounts that I have listed out for you, they give you something we call point values. Point values. So each of these space that you have taken has a certain number of point values attached to them. For instance, and these point values also have their values. It's one of the things that makes you to enjoy the kind of space that you have taken up. For instance, if you have taken the biggest of 100,000 naira, you have 200 point values given to you. If you go get people on this same level that would take this Plaza space at 100,000 naira, they still give them 200 point values. If you take people on 50,000, you have 100 point values. On 40, you have 80 point values. And on 30, 60, on 20, 40, on 10, 10, and I mean 20, and on 5, 10, you know, on and on like that. Now, what's the significance of your point values? Let me quickly deal with that. You see, if you join on 5,000 and you have your point values, you can do the 5 cardinal points, like I normally call it, the 5 cardinal businesses TGR does, that is doing your airtime, doing your data, paying for PHCN, doing your DSTV, doing your other data, other television cable networks, paying for them. You can do, no problem. Can you now take part in other parts of all of these things that we are going to talk about in a bit? No. So to be on a good scale, to be on a good side, it is always better to start on 10,000 naira because you'll be able to take part in the leadership programs. That's what the PVs are all about. These leadership programs put together your group's PVs to give you incentives. I just want to quickly deal with this, okay, so that we understand it. The point values, they are not just giving you the point values for the fun of it. Your people that you are bringing in, their point values will be adding up to yours, and you will have group point values that will now make you to enjoy some incentives. What are these incentives? When your group point values amount to 10,000 point values, the company gives you 120,000 naira for each month. Each and every month, your point values comes up to 10,000 point values. Remember, it is not your personal point values. You also have your personal point values there, but this one is group point values. When it gets to 10,000 point values, then you are given 120,000 for that month. Okay. When you have your group point values accumulated to 25,000, then you earn yourself 750,000 naira. 700 or a free trip to Dubai, all expenses paid trip to Dubai. But of course, most people take their 750,000 as in who Dubai Air really. So 750,000. And don't forget also that in TGR, you can have more than one account. So some people, like somebody, maybe next time when we do better, and we have our people here on time, we'll be able to see all of these things in slides. But talking through them, we are not missing anything because it's like the same thing. Okay? Someone recently broke the records. 3 of his accounts had, I think 3, if I'm correct, had one, if it's not more than that, but I can remember 3. I think I saw 3. Won 750,000 naira within 1 month or so. He broke that record. And he was given his 750,000 naira multiplied by 3. You can imagine having that in your bank account in these austere times. That's what TGR can do for us. So this is because he was working on his group, and they were doing things together. They moved to do seminars. They talk to people just as I'm talking to you. When it calls for Zoom meetings, they attend with their prospects, they attend with their team members, they listen, and they make a whole lot of money. So this is how you can utilize your point values. Now, if your point values get from 25,000 to, I think, 50,000 or thereabout, it keeps increasing, sharp. And then you can now have you can win 5 million car. At some points, 100,000 PVs, I think you can win, you can have your 6 million car. And then when it gets to 500,000 point values, then you can earn 10 million cars. And remember, when you have more than one account, your 2 accounts, 3 accounts, 7 accounts can be winning this 5 million, 6 million, 10 million. Until now that I'm talking to you, we have people that have won the 6 million car awards, 5 million, 6 million, but we are yet to get a platinum winner on 10 million. And it could be you, it could be myself. Who knows? If we work hard enough, we can have that. Now let's go back to our Plaza, online Plaza analogy of TGR. So this means that I'm on TGR, Plaza, I've taken my own space of 50,000 naira, for instance, because that's the level I'm on, diamond. I talked to somebody, I even stopped at 50,000, but she went ahead and registered for 100,000 naira. So that means that I invited her to this Plaza, and she decided to take a bigger space. Overtaking is allowed. That's the thing. You don't have to say, oh, because I'm on 10,000, does it mean that I can bring in somebody on 50,000? Yes, you can. Because each person would take his or her own space in this Plaza according to his or her pockets. Now, what happens when you bring somebody in? For instance, I talked to this person and she decided to do 100,000. What do I stand to gain as the person who has invited this person for TGR? Remember, I told you that the banks already have their own customers, so they are not perturbed. But TGR is trying to build our own database. So this is part of the enticement, because I have invited this person. Number one, my own point value is 100 PVs. Our own is 200. Our own 200 will be added to my own for me, for being the person that has brought her. So you see, my group point value, because she's in my group, will increase by 200. That means that if she's even the only person that I have brought so far, I have 300 point values. She has 200. If she brings in another person on 10,000 or 20,000, they will also come in with their own point values. Their point values will be added to our own for her. Their point values will be added to my own as the person that saw the light first. And I invited her and she's invited others. And because I'm on 50,000 naira, this goes on to my 10th generation. That is the people that she will bring, the people that those ones will bring, the people that those on third, fourth, fifth, 10th generation. Okay? But if you're on lower packages, 10,000, remember if you're on 5,000, you cannot even take part in the leadership program until you upgrade to 10,000, and you can actually upgrade. You can upgrade from 5,000 to 100,000 in one day. It doesn't matter. Okay. So this is one of the things we gain by being there. Because I know some people will be like, we do, what do you call it? OPay. Instead of, I'm going to tell you the percentage you earn on TGR now. But let me first let you know. TGR pays us 2% of whatever we are recharging. This is apart from the fact that you can invite people and you get paid and all of that. I will get there. I've only told you, I've talked to you about point values, and I've told you what your point values can do for you. It makes you to earn incentives. How do you earn point values? I've already told you, by inviting people, and then their point values, depending on the packages they have taken, will be added to yours. So your point values will keep increasing by the number of people that you are bringing in, so that you'll be able to earn all those things that I told you about in the beginning. Your 120,000 naira a month when you get to 10,000 point values, your 750,000 when you get 25,000, your 5 million, your 6 million, your 10 million. Okay. So now when you even recharge, remember the name is top up and get reward. When you recharge the phone that you are using, in in the banks, they will give you your alerts, and then they will give you charges on those alerts. Then they will give you VAT on the charges on the alerts. But in top up and get reward, they will reward you with 2% of what you have charged, or you have recharged rather. So this means that when I'm buying 1,000 naira recharge card on TGR, I get paid 2% of my 1,000 naira back. That's number one. Same thing with data, 2%. When I recharge, when I pay my NEPA bills, they give me 1%. When I do my DSTV, they give me 0.5%. That's number one. Now, let's still go back to our Plaza analogy. As I am getting my space, if I signed up with 50,000 naira, as I'm getting my space of this 50,000 naira and I'm paying, TGR is giving me back 10% for me, as just take this, go around our Plaza and see what you can buy. That's what that 10% is. 10% of 50,000, I got 5,000 naira. This 5,000 I can use to do anything I want on the platform. I can use it to recharge my phone. I can use it to do my NEPA for my house or office. I can use it. I can transfer it back to my bank account. Because as soon as you are registering, you also put your bank account to be able to put your money. And remittance to the bank is like a lightning, the speed of a lightning. Before you know it, it's gone. You can also do wallet to wallet transfer. So I'm a member, I have money in my wallet, and my team member is looking for how to get money into his or her wallet, and she's having issues, maybe Nigerian banks and all of that. I can transfer to our wallet with no charges at all. So this was what I wanted to talk to you about. When some people will say they are giving us 2%, OPay is giving us 3%. Does OPay give you back 10% of what you are going to recharge and come in on their platform with? No. Does OPay give you PVs that can earn you cars and trips and salaries? Because when you get paid every month, that's like a salary, 120,000 naira. No be beans, though. Even before this austere time self. Okay, talk less of now that one Ata Rodo is 200 naira, to the extent that they have to make music out of this, and to the extent that they have to even be doing Rodo challenge. You know that we don't enter one chance with this government that we have, like seriously. Okay, so 120,000, 750,000. what do you call it? OPay doesn't give all of this. The banks don't even give you shit in all of this. So we have to look at this, and like Femi Branch said, we should give ourselves some brain. Now, this is not where it ends. In top up and get reward. Remember, we said that you can bring other people to come and take their own shares of this plaza, this online plaza, just like the analogy we are using. When these people you have brought in, when they do their own recharges, you are in your house. You do not even know anything going on in your space. TGR will still give you a percentage of what they are doing. So, like the person that I invited that did 100,000, the very first thing is that they will give her 10% of her 100,000, which is 10,000 naira. Okay? They will give me 22% of that 100,000 naira. Okay? 22%. That's almost 22,000 naira. That's what they will give me for being so kind to bring somebody to use their plaza. Because remember, they are trying to build their database. So while I'm even thinking, okay, let me be Madam Do Good. Let me invite people to come and make use of this plaza as well, so that they can have the opportunities that I do have. I'm also being compensated. Even if you did not start with that mindset, you cannot say I don't want. The only thing you can do is to take your compensations and also still use it to do more good. That's also allowed. You can use it to empower people. You can use it to buy packages for people that will need this kind of business to do. Okay? But just get in first. Call people in, let them enjoy it. A lot of us need all of this that I have talked about. Now, having heard this, because I'm on 50,000 naira package, and if you are on 50,000 naira package or 100,000 naira package, to the 10th generation, anybody that does any transaction in his or her house, you will get paid something. It could be 10 kobo, it doesn't matter. So imagine you having 1 naira, 10 kobo in several places, duplication. And you see, you know, that's what God has actually sent us to the world to do. Said, go into the world and multiply. So when you multiply yourself, you have team members, it's for your own good, because as they are doing their transactions, you are being paid. Even like I said, even if it's just 10 kobo. How about all the years that we have been doing all these transactions and we don't get paid a dime by the banks? Just look at that. If you look at the age of your SIM card and you now calculate how much you have been recharging, just sit down and look at it. If you cannot even remember how much you charge per month, just put it at 2,000 naira. Because in this Nigeria, I'm not too sure we don't use as much as 2,000 in a month. Some of us use, don't let me even say, because we are always online doing one thing or the other. Because if your businesses are not online, then you do not have any business. So we are online for one thing or the other. And so if you sit down and you even say, okay, let me calculate it by 2,000 naira a month. Please sit down tonight, calculate 2,000 a month, take 2% of whatever you have gotten and see how much you have missed since you bought your SIM card and you have not been on TGR. So in a nutshell, this is what TGR is all about. Weather is so hard here, I am sweating under the AC. So this is what TGR is all about, especially to the first timers. If you have any question from what I have said, please let me know in the chat room, or you just raise your hands virtually and let's hear you out. Okay, if you have questions, please let us hear them. You can raise up your hand. You can raise your hand and talk to us so that we can deal with questions. And if any question, those who said they were joining us for the first time, I knew Ibiyemi Oluwole said he or she is a first timer. There was someone else. Okay, Zachariah Daji, are you still with us? So the two of you, put your number, your phone number, and your service provider in the chat box, since we don't have any question, so that I can gift you with some airtime, and then this will serve like as a training for all of us. Victor Ajidown, if I catch you. Victor Ajidown, if I catch you, eh? Hey. If I catch you, I won't say what would happen to you. I'm not hearing you because you are muted. All right, so please let me have your numbers in the chat box. Ibiyemi Oluwole and the other person. Let me have your number and your service provider so that we can go do some recharge giveaway. I'm not sure they are on this call. Okay, so that means that we can call it a day. Yeah. Mercy Clement, if you are new here, put your number in the chat box with the service provider. You have not put the service provider now. Mercy Clement. This 0814, is it MTN or Airtel or Glo? What service provider do you use? Oh, wow. Okay, MTN. Let's go and see how we can gifts. I'm trying to open my TGR platform. So when I share my screen, you all will be able to see what it is that we do. Sorry, 1 minute. I'm trying to log in to my account. It's giving me some login errors here. All right, so I'll be sharing my screen with you. Kindly let me know when you can see my screen. Please type in the chat box if you can see my screen. CIA Accelerate. I'm knowingly not calling you to talk because you are a member and we have where you could have asked your question. You have the membership platform to ask your questions. So please go back there. I will definitely be there to answer you. All right. So thank you for confirming to me that you can see my screen. Thank you very much for the confirmation. So you see what we are saying. This is one of my accounts, okay? One of the new accounts. And you can see the money that is sitting pretty there for me, okay? You can see this 5,360 Naira is money I withdrew from my commission to my wallet, my current wallet. And I can buy recharges with this money. I can buy recharges. I can take it back to my account. So let's just look at how I'm going to do this. So to the left of your devices, either phone or or your laptops, you have those three lateral lines that you can toggle in and out with. And then that small arrow in front of my account takes you to your account proper. And so I want to transfer this money in my commission balance so that you will see succinctly what would happen, you know. So this commission, let me click on it and take this money to my wallet. So I'm going to take this money to my wallet. Okay. I will withdraw it. I can withdraw everything, but let me withdraw 64 Naira to my wallet. I will just say send. So it will go to that wallet, that second wallet where I can spend it. You can see now that I have 0.65. That's 65 kobo only in my commission total. Now, let's go back to my wallet and do the transaction I want to do. I have only seen one person in the chat box. That is Mercy Clement giving me, you can see the money I withdrew from that place had already been added to this. So I have more money here now. And I want to do a giveaway for Clement, Mercy Clement. I will just go here. So members also look at this for you to know how you can recharge. So if you have I want to give the airtime recharge out to her. I will have, that was why I was asking. She gave me the number, but she did not give me the service provider, and I kept asking. This is the reason, because you have to click on the desired service provider. You have to highlight the service provider. She said her service provider is MTN. Otherwise, nothing will show. So you paste this. That's our number. And I want to give 200. And I say pay. Before you say Jack Robinson, transaction is successful. Okay? By now, she should confirm to us in the chat box that she has received this money. Well, I have not seen any other person. The two that said they were new initially, Zachariah Daji, I told you to put your number and the service provider. You have not. Ibiyemi Oluwole, you have not. So let's quickly look at what has now happened in my commission wallet. Remember, we told you that when you do any transaction, you are given a percentage back. Mercy Clement, please confirm to us in the chat box that you received that 200 recharge. So now let's look at my wallet. Let's first see my wallet. It will have been depleted by 200 Naira. because that's where the money I spent came from. Now, when I look at my commission wallet, this is how we make money. This is how money is made. You can see that we left 65 kobo there. I already have 4 naira 65 kobo. Okay, so they gave me this 4 naira because of the transaction that I did. So this is the 64 naira I withdrew into the wallet so that I can show you how commissions trickles in. This is the 4 naira they have given me for purchase of 200 MTN for this 0814-162007 by Great K. Okay, so you can see that that's the 4 naira they have given me. Now, remember we said that when you invite people, that means that the person that has invited this Great K, that is Great K's upline, would also be given something. Let me sign in to one of the accounts of Great K's upline. One of the uplines will be given part of this money, part of this 4 naira. So let me log out and log in again so that I can show you exactly what we are saying. So I'm going to log in because this Great K is signed under another account of mine. And that means that this account of mine is the upline. So this account of mine literally kind of invited this person into the top up and get reward business. This person invited Great K to come and enjoy what he or she is enjoying in TGR. So look at this again. See this current commission balance. I don't know how it got there. As in, I wasn't the one that did transaction that earned this much. But when you look at commission, let's go back to my account. This is a new account. You can see the name, Flourishing Great K. So this is another account. Flourishing Great K is the upline to Great K. What I really want to show you here is how what Great K did, the transaction Great K did in giving out the 200 naira, how it affects the upline. Okay, so now let's look at this commission wallet where you can see 2,000, even if it's just 2,000 naira that I am making in this account every day without carrying load. I mean, it's a lot now. It's a whole lot. And sometimes this 2,000 actually gets to 30-something thousand, 50,000 and whatever. Okay, look at, that's the deposit we made. Purchase of 200 MTN, at least Mercy can testify that this is a number 0814-165-2007 by Great K. Purchase of 200. Remember, Great K is the downline to this Flourishing Great K person. So they gave me 20 kobo. And you can see 20 kobo, 1 naira, 20 kobo, 50 kobo. People that were doing their transactions in their homes, JJ. And I am being compensated. Okay? This is how we make money. This is how this 2,000 plus gets here. Okay? So this is how this 2,367 and even more. This is how they accumulate here. I hope you have seen that we are calling you into a great business. Great, very great business indeed. Okay, this my 2,367, I can also withdraw into the account. So if I say I want to withdraw the 2,367, that's withdraw. I just send it, and that's it. It will go straight to my wallet, the other wallet. I have only 5 kobo left here. By the time we look at my wallet, it is here already. And I can actually demonstrate to you, although I don't really want to do this. I don't do withdrawals there until about 10 p.m. when I want to call it a day. And then I go to my account. That's the day I remember to get there. Sometimes in a week, I don't come here. So by the time I'm coming here, I'm just smiling to my banks, okay? But for the purpose of this teaching, let me show us how we can transfer to our bank. Remember, I transferred to this current account from my commercial account. Let me now withdraw to my bank account. All they are going to ask me is, what is the type of my account? The account I put on this account, on this, my bank account that is on this, that is registered on this Flourishing Great K, is a current bank account. Okay? So, for instance, how much do I want to withdraw? Let me say, because just for this training, I didn't plan to withdraw anything. Let me say 2,000 naira, and then I send. If this training had been on my phone, as transaction is successful, I am receiving my credit alert. And that's what is happening on my phone right now. It's going straight into my first bank account, and I'd already gotten my alert, credits, 2,000 naira. Okay, so this is how money is made, and this is how easy it is for us to get it into our different wallets. All right, so if you still have any questions, please go ahead and let us hear you out. So I'm going to stop sharing now, and I will still be here. Okay, Mercy said she has received it and she's thanking us. So Mercy, if you don't have an account, that's what you can be getting, and every other person on the call. I haven't seen any question in the chat room, and I believe there is no question. Victor Ajidaun, if you are still here, I hope Kia you will come to me. This is somebody that had paid for his package for almost 2 weeks, and he has not upgraded it, not knowing what is missing. But today, now that he's on this call, that he knows that he could do better, I'm sure he will contact me, and then we can upgrade. All right. So those who came in from Larry, thank you. Are you a member? If you are ready to join, if you are new, you are not a member yet, and you are ready to upgrade, you are ready to activate your account, all you need to do is to go to the person who shared this link with you and go ahead and register. Remember, ordinary 5,000 naira that we use to eat suya can change your life, can change your destiny, can change the lives of your children, even yet unborn. On this note, I would like for us to call it a day. Okay? Thank you very much. Thank you, Olanrewaju. But are you a member? Thank you for telling me that I did a good job, but are you a member? Because being a member is what will really, really, okay, very good, will gladden my heart, because you cannot see this low-hanging kind of business and then you'll be struggling again. You can imagine making, even if it's just 10,000 naira a day that you make in this business, just know that you are not doing badly. 5,000, without doing so much, 5,000 naira made just like that, because you have done what God has told you to do, going around and doing good, telling people about what they ought to be doing to make money, good money, 10,000 in a day multiplied by 30, you know how much that is. You are earning that just passively by putting TGR maybe on your status on your social and media handles, instead of gossiping, instead of looking at what is trending only. You can do that. I mean, there isn't any harm in doing that, but don't gossip. You can look at what is trending. Don't trend with them, but then make sure that you are also sharing the good news of TGR. All right. On this note, I'd like us to call it a day. Make sure that you go back to the person that has invited you to sign up immediately. Thank you very much for being part of this. God bless you. Have a pleasant night.